Okay, so when answering this question, it's very important that we read the question very carefully. Rosie and Jack have drawn bar charts to show how many people have pets. Rosie says, I asked more people because my scale goes up in larger jumps. Jack says, I asked more people because my bars are taller. Who is correct? Explain why. Before I try and go into who is correct and explaining why, I'm going to look closer at their bar models, first of all. Right, so Rosie's bar chart here. She's got dog, cat, rabbit, fish and snake. Okay, I'm looking at her vertical axis here, and she's going up in jumps of 10. Now the dog's got 60 there. The cat, 40 people have cats, 50 people have rabbits, 20 people have fish, and no one has a snake. Okay, so she's going up in tens. That's important. Let's have a look at Jack's bar chart here. Definitely his bars look taller, don't they? They look more stretched out vertically. Let's have a look closer then. I'm looking at his vertical axis here. And this time it's going up in 5s, whereas Rosie was going up in 10s. So there is a difference there. They're going up in 5s. If they're going up in a smaller number, would his bars be taller? Even if they're the same data. Let's have a look. So his dogs, 60 people have dogs, 40 people have cats, 50 people have rabbits, 20 people have fish, and no one has a snake. Now I've noticed something here. I've noticed that actually they both got the same data. In both bar charts, the same amount of people have got dogs, the same amount of people have got cats, the same amount of people have got rabbits, the same amount of people have got fish, and the same zero amount of people have got snake. So why do those bar charts look different then? Well, it all comes down to the use of this scale on the vertical axis here. And this just goes to show how important it is. So, how do I explain who I think is correct? Well, I don't think either of them are correct. So, I can say Rosie and Jack are both incorrect. If I left my sentence there, my answer there, yes, I've got the correct answer, but I haven't explained why. And that's the really challenging part. The explaining why you've got that answer, or how you know, is what is going to help your maths knowledge develop and become more intricate and to notice patterns and to make links. And that's what a mathematician is. Not someone who can recall maths really quickly or do their times tables or add really big numbers. A mathematician is someone who can explain their thinking, make connections, make links. So let's see if we can have a go at that. Rosie and Jack are both incorrect. Let's start actually. Get rid of that. I can understand why both Rosie and Jack would think they are correct. Rosie feels that because her scale, let's spell that correct, her scale goes up in larger jumps, she has more data. However, I would explain to her that it is not the jumps that count, but actually The important information is where the bar finishes. For example, if, the amount of people who own a fish is still 20 on both bar charts, despite the scales on the vertical axis being different. Okay, let's now have a think about Jack. Just because Jack's bars look taller doesn't mean, get my punctuation correct, doesn't mean he has collected more data. The only reason his bars are taller is because he has used a different scale. And then let's conclude it. They are both incorrect. They have the same data, just represented in a slightly different way. Now, I filled the entire box with my reasoning. I've gone a little bit overboard with explaining why. You don't need to include that much explanation, but I just wanted to model how you could take one question and explain it in slightly different ways. Your understanding will be much deeper because you've taken the time to explain it a bit more clearly there. Anyone reading that explanation will know exactly how I came to that answer. If you want, go back to your question that you answered. If you don't feel like you explained it enough, go and have a practice. Magpie some of my ideas. Go and have a go at explaining it a bit further.